It's J-Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. I appreciate everybody for coming through after the show with Lamont. We're going to talk a little bit more about Raising Kanan, episode 7, what happened with Pedomar, a.k.a. Palomar. I do got Moochie and Monique joining in a little bit. So, we'll get it started. And we'll cover a little bit, mostly focus on some of this. And maybe another topic or two. But, we ain't going to go that long tonight. So, mostly focus on the Pedomar and the, double standard that exists. It seemed like even saying that now, people is like taboo. But the truth is, whether that's, rightly so or not, it seems that at least most men that I talk to view Kanan with Palomar differently than the ladies. Not too many guys are saying that it was, pedo vibes, but it is because he's young, only 15, with a grown woman. But I guess because it seems like the man is doing or in control or doing most of the work. I don't know why people feel this way. But it definitely seems like it's not viewed the same. And I'm wondering, why is she trying to get with him and take her daughter's boyfriend? And then the way she was talking is as if it's happened to her. So she's definitely been been traumatized and been through some traumatic experience. And we see that she's putting that on to her daughter. So, one thing that we did see the daughter do is go and tell Rock and drop a dime on him. So I'm wondering, that's got to be something right there if you got to the point where you ready to tell your, Rock on your mom, because we later see that it could have been potentially death for her mama, because Rock came through with the gun and she put it to her head and basically said, you need to stay away from my baby, which is what is going to be going down next episode. And, Palomar looks shook, even though we know she got a gun too. So it's not as if, Rock got the only gun, or she is just out there in these projects and don't know. But she pack heat too. So I don't know. We'll see. But some people say she want to be 16 again. I don't know. We'll see what's going on. But she definitely, AG say, maybe a generational curse in the bloodline. That's deep right there. I don't know about all that. I got my girl Moochie up in here ready. Moochie, what's good?
What's up, Jay?
Hey, what's up? We see Palomar got the hammer to the head over here. What's up? What do you think why is she trying to be with this young boy and take her daughter's man? Like, what is the thought process behind that? Because, as a guy, me and my dad never fought for women and stuff like that, so I don't know. But what is up with this? This is crazy.
Her thought process is, I feel like she's wanting to come up for some money. Hey, Momo. Hey, guys.
Hey, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem. So you say she in the thought process about money and what's that?
Yeah, she knows, like I said, she knows who he is. It's not like she don't know who he is.
Okay.
She know who she is, and she about to be in for a rude awakening because you don't woke Mama Bill.
So it's more like an investment in this relationship, because eventually he gonna be somebody, and that might be her way of getting out the projects, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Monique, what's your thoughts on why is she pursuing this relationship with him, and at the cost of her own daughter and their relationship? I mean, that's deep.
Yeah, it's really deep and messed up. Like I said on Lamont's channel, I think she has done this before. I think she has messed around with younger boys before. I think she's a slore. And, at first I thought it was a setup, but now I really don't know. She might just be a thought. I don't know. I can't call it, but I just know it's weird. And I hate the storyline. I hate it.
What you hate?
I did say this happened before. This happened to her. This happened to Corinne before. Her mother's done this to her before.
You can tell. You can tell.
Mm-hmm. Okay, why you hate this so much? I mean, because of the mother-daughter part, the age pedo thing. What part is the work? Okay.
Well, of course, the mother-daughter. That's trifling. But yeah, it's the age, it's the pedo thing. I hate it. Like I said before, I don't do double standards with this topic. If it was a man with a 15-year-old girl, I would feel the same way. Vice versa. I don't, just because he's a boy. I know that's more accepted in society, but it's still not okay in my book.
Okay. Let me ask you ladies this. Moochie, you kick it off. How often does this type of stuff happen? Is this common, or does it happen? I mean,
isn't that every boy's fantasy? Look, it's teacher.
When you young, you have these type of things because these are some of the first women that you may be exposed to and start liking. So you may be too young for them, but in your mind, you thinking, hey, if I had a chance, yeah, you probably wouldn't know what to do or make a difference or whatever. But some guys, that's some of their first crush is, some of these women that they come in contact with,
Jay, can you highlight Jay Cam's comment? Because he's saying he could relate to this.
Say, only reason I can relate to Kanan this episode is because when I was 13 and got the cookies from a 26-year-old.
Oh, my God.
Wow, that's a big difference. 13. Look, he proud. He proud.
He's like this.
I know, right? He's smiling, still smiling at that picture.
I don't like it. 13, you're not even done with puberty yet. I don't.
But look,
13 is real young.
It's not right.
Yeah, that's like you violating the kid.
You were violated. I know it's cool now, but you were violated, my friend. Like,
I'm wondering, what does a 26-year-old want a 13-year-old wee-wee?
She wants to teach him.
Right. He got a wee-wee. He ain't got a peen, a pee-pee. He got a wee-wee still. What the hell?
Tamika said, wow.
Right.
Weenies at 13, okay?
No, it isn't cute. It isn't cute at all, but it's double standards. Everybody's like, this is such a fantasy for the young boys, but you flip the roles, flip the genders.
If it was a
people have more problems. Remember, some of you guys gonna have daughters that's this age, and y'all don't want your daughters to be violated.
That's true. I know somebody that has been male whore, man whoring for years, and he got a bunch of daughters now, and he ain't stopped.
Got a whole change of heart now, right?
No, he didn't, but he liked to try to think he could try to manage them and still do this, and then kind of have a conscience, but then don't. But it's just a mess.
Jay, I want to see how Rock did that.
Has an older woman ever hit on?
Has an older woman ever hit on me?
Or that didn't happen to you?
You was breaking up.
Days.
I have dated older women.
Were you legally of age?
The youngest I probably was with somebody that was much older than me was when I was 18. And that was somebody maybe in their 30s.
Damn.
But she saw you as legal.
That is wild to me still.
But still, at 18, I'm grown. I'm like driving, got a job, got a beard.
Hold on. as a parent, Jay, you know, an 18-year-old mindset and mentality and maturity level is completely different than somebody in their 30s.
That's true. That is
you can't
true.
even drink alcohol yet.
Well, legally you can't, but at 18 I was drinking and doing all this.
You know, I mean, mentally, you're not even.
All right, well, look at it this way. At 18,
some type of joy juice.
At 18, I was more advanced. You grow up fast in Chicago, I'm sure in a lot of big cities. So at 18, we had been drinking and smoking and running the streets for years at that point. So it wasn't like I was like, oh, wow, boobies. Like, I probably was at the maturity level of maybe a 25-year-old, I guess, maybe. I'm not going to say I was like 40 or something at that age, but maybe, you know, a 23-year-old, 25, maybe at 18 and stuff. So
they try to normalize it with men, but someone said in the comment section, which is a good point, in the movie Juice,
Minister Society too.
Wait a minute. What you mean? Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
She was like a nurse or some shit. Like
she was, and he was 17.
But you know, nobody spoke about it then.
Man, we looked up to that. We thought he was doing one.
Yup,
right.
We thought he was doing one then. AG said legal, but no J.
So he says Minister Society when Kane was messing with Bronny.
Yeah, that's true. Because Jada was at least, 5 or 6 years older than him.
Oh, yeah.
She had a whole kid. But, I mean, anybody could have had a kid back then. You know, 15, you was having kids.
She was working and she was living her life. She was doing schoolwork and all that. She was in college, but she was grown.
Mm-hmm.
The men in the chat are revealing their true tea.
That me when I was 17, she was 28. Life-changing experience.
Right. Hey.
And 30. Oh my God!
If y'all had a young relationship, go on and put it in the chat. Let's hear about it. As long as it wasn't, you know, a violent, consensual at least. Maybe you was young, but as long as it was consensual. So you know, 17 and the 28. Yeah, I mean, things happen when you 17, 18. I mean, you could go to...
You see what I'm saying, though? This double standard is instilled in us because you're trying to rationalize it. I'm not coming at you or nothing, but
right.
You're rationalizing it. But if it was a 31-year-old man with a 15-year-old girl, we're going to say the character in power, she's definitely in her 30s, 35, 34, whatever. We'll say 34. With a 15-year-old girl, if it was reversed, we would be outraged. It would feel different.
I think with a guy, okay, if you're 18, you could still be bigger, stronger, taller than this woman. She could be older than you, but it doesn't look as if the, you know, manipulation is happening. Whereas if a guy is grown and you got a little 15-year-old, you know what I'm saying? It just looks, the optics is different and is more obvious in your face. Not to say it's not as bad either way, but I think you see a big guy and the woman is older, but you're not thinking she's making them or doing
men don't think they're being manipulated or controlled, but they really are. I think women just probably do it differently, but they still taking advantage of you.
Yeah, they controlling them with the cookie.
I know, right? Stan Jackson said he was 20 years old and smashed a 52-year-old college white lady professor. They got a B+. What was the grade before you smashed is the key. Was you failing and then got a B+?
Was you failing and got a B+?
Hey. What's up, Kay Leezy in the building?
Look, Stan dropped all of it down. He done spilled all his tea.
All the tea tonight.
So, Kelly, since you popping in, what's up? Would you think that was bad if your 20-year-old was with a 52-year-old College professor.
Extreme.
Yeah, I'm not going for that. That's definitely unacceptable in my eyes. That's a dub. And they don't, because of the stereotype, you don't realize the magnitude of the abuse that's actually being done. You know what I mean? So it's terrible. It's actually really, really, really terrible. And you start to realize, okay, so let me break this down for the men out there, right? When younger guys, boys, get with older women, to me, they don't even evolve sexually. Because as you get older, that's when you meet these older men who can't even perform properly. Because at that point, that older woman probably just want bang, 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 and you gotta go. So you're not even nurtured in the way of really even loving a woman when they abuse you in that capacity. And it's not something that we talk about often, but a lot of women, when we have our talks, these are the kind of men that we like, oh my gosh.
He's like a jackhammer. He's just going to town on it. He's not even taking time with it. He's not even making love for me. He's not even handling my parts good.
Well, let me add this one thing. Bap, she got a good comment, and I'll say something on
I like that.
She say, folks don't realize how older predatory women mess up these young dudes mentally, introducing them to things they aren't ready for. Now, I don't know about messing up somebody mentally. I don't know, but you do. When I was 18 with the older person, she did want me to, lick the spoon, and I wasn't ready for licking the spoon for the ice cream just yet. She was like, "Hey, look, this is what you supposed to do." I'm like, "Wait a minute, hold up, I ain't ready for this yet," and I didn't do it. And then she got mad, and then I said, "All right, I got to get it right next time." So she got me ready for the next time, for the next people, but it wasn't with her. She was mad, so she fired me.
So you licked the spoon, but it wasn't her spoon.
Right. I never tasted that spoon.
I would have been pissed off too, Jay. I would have been pissed off.
Like, damn, you fired me.
It's abuse. It's straight up and down abuse.
It's a double standard.
Right. The double standard is horrid because it still is abuse. And the thing about it is that a lot of women don't have conversations with men to let them know that this forced ripe attitude and behavior and abuse that they endured is not really fulfilling a grown woman, because you got a twisted misconception of how you actually supposed to be. You know what I mean? So it's because the conversation doesn't really lend over to the male side from females. Men don't realize that that we don't want them in that capacity. It's because when you track it back, those are the men who were violated when they were younger. This is real talk. Mm-hmm. Like a 55-year-old woman is not supposed to be interfering with a 17-year-old.
That's extreme. That's
it's very extreme, and that woman has.
She had to really look good or something, because not to say it's all about looks, but I don't know if I could have got with a 55-year-old.
Sometimes they do it for money. Sometimes they do it for money. It's a vicious cycle. But because men aren't given the information to let them know that this is the reason why we don't want y'all at a certain age, is because of the way how they were messed up coming into the game. And you thinking, nah, I was with these when your babysitter, the lady next door, whomever is abusing you at a young age. Like, I heard when I came in, I heard that you were saying when you were 18, you had the maturity of a 25-year-old. I doubt that. You could have thought so.
Could have thought so, but
and I'm not saying it to tell you, because I don't know you at that age.
At that time I was already a supervisor at UPS. You know what I'm saying? Working, drinking, doing.
So the misconception is your position and the fact that you were driving a car made you assume.
No, I didn't say it was that simplified. I'm just saying
you was driving.
No,
I'm
saying I was not just working it. I was a manager at a Fortune 500 company. I had cars, you know what I'm saying, job, money, been drinking, running the streets, seen people shot, killed, all kind of stuff. So like your experiences and stuff in Chicago is fast. I'm not gonna say I was sitting there playing video. That wasn't what we did all that time. You know, I didn't just get off the couch and met a girl and I'm a big boy now. No, we was. I wasn't a virgin for a long time at that point. So no, I wasn't licking all the spoons. Well, it depends on who that 18-year-old is. Yeah, all 18-year-olds ain't the same. 18-year-old in, you know, a small town in Indiana and an 18-year-old in Chicago in the middle of they're not the same level.
But you know what? If an 18-year-old in New York was supposed to even still tell me that, you know, his maturity level is thing, I'm going to be like, that just shows me that you're not ready yet. Just the fact that you would say that, I don't care if you're from the city and you lived the fast life and you was taking care of all of this stuff in the street. Once you 18 and you telling me you that mature, I'm already going to look at you like you are not mature just for saying that.
Well, I didn't actually say, hey, girl, I'm actually more than that. No, I'm just looking back at my experience. But even if a girl that I would meet today say it is 25, like, that's still 20 years younger than me. So, like, it doesn't matter. So, what I would say and do today versus then. But if a person is 30 and it was different, you know, I don't know. It's all different. You can't put everybody in the same thing.
The onus is still on the other person. This is why I don't like too much of the age gap too much. Like, because when you're that young, that person, I don't know, I feel like they're still taking advantage of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have the upper hand. They know what they're doing. It still gives me predator vibes. So I'm just never going to be okay with it. And I do think, again, it's just a societal thing. We've conditioned it and made it okay. But we all know if it was a 35-year-old man.
I won't say it's a societal thing. You got to look at it like this, too. Back in the day, people was getting married at young ages. And then they created this standard. And they created it to be socially unacceptable. But then they picked and choose who can get away with it and who cannot.
Yeah.
But even the cultural things where, you know, the marriage was at a younger age, you see a lot of people in different cultural settings, the females are committing suicide. If you look into that research, the suicide levels is high because these young girls don't want to be sold off to the older men. You know, in Indian culture, that's South Asia now, I guess, but that's how, you know, the suicide rate was high because they put 14 and 15-year-old girls with older men for positions of financial gain in regards to the family. So you see that, you know what I mean?
Well, their whole life wasn't in control of theirs, so that's probably got something to do with a lot with the suicide too, but... Yeah, I mean, you know...
It's a particular subject.
Yeah, I mean, you know, power, they love to put, you know, subjects that, you know, hot button issues in there.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, so one thing as well with this same thing with the daughter, Moochie, what would you be thinking and what would be going through your head with this daughter? Because we saw later she went and snitched on her own mama, so...
I don't blame her because... I feel like it happened before.
Okay.
It happened before, and she was like, you know what, this is enough.
Okay. What do you think that anybody could jump in on this, but what do you think she talking about? You need to learn how to keep your man and all this and that. I mean...
You sound crazy. You don't even sound like a mature adult when you said that. You talking to her like she's like one of your peers. That's your daughter.
Right.
That to me was a telltale sign that she was abused.
What type of child is she at?
Right. That's a telltale sign of abuse. When you come into, you know, Jay, we had that discussion that it could be around that exact age, that 15, 16-year-old age that she's abusing that same person is when she got abused. So she's still connecting on that age level. Because once you say something like that out the box, you could tell that you've been abused as well. You were a victim as well, and now you're doing the same thing, repeating the cycle.
Let me ask any of y'all think that do y'all think that she may end up shooting her mama? We done seen Power having people killing their parents. Who knows? She know where the gun is, maybe.
Oh boy.
Who knows what may happen in the future with this? Anybody think something like that may happen?
It's a possibility, but I don't know. I don't see her doing that. I think what she did, she look. I'm a sick rock on her.
Well, that's exactly what she did.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So who knows? If that don't work, maybe she may take matters into her own hand. Speaking of taking matters into their own hand, what's up with Burke and this internal affairs? What you think is up with her? Even her partner said nobody like internal affairs. Why the hell she's so hell bent on finding out Howard business? Why is it so important to her? I mean, Monique, what's your thoughts on why is this so important to her? She just met Howard.
Right. I don't know why it's so important to her. I get it. She's a cop. You know what I mean? And I guess in her mind, Howard has lied to her. And she's just doing too much. And she's going to end up dead. I mean, she's gotten, at this season alone, 5 warning signs already from people that she knows. It's not going to end well. And we peeped that cop that was eavesdropping. We'll get to that later, I'm sure. But she gonna get found out.
Mm-hmm.
Sooner or later.
All right, you can talk about the cop eavesdropping. What you think he gonna tell Howard?
I think he's gonna tell Howard.
And then what Howard's gonna do? What you think?
I don't know, because even though Howard was acting nonchalant with Rock, we see at the end that he did go to Nicole's father's house to ask questions about Detective Burke. So he's acting nonchalant, but I think he's going to start trying to do some stuff on his own to kind of combat what Burke is doing.
All right. Moochie, what you think about Burke and why she cares so much about Howard and this investigation?
Look, she's trying to get a big case under her belt, and if it means taking down a cop, she'll do it. And to me, she got her warning from her father. Listen to your partner. She got her warning from her superior, where she was doing too much with the whole Nicole situation. Mm-hmm. She got her warning from Adina. You need to leave this alone. So look, she's doing too much. And then she's out. She was out in the open in that office, going through all these files. And it's not a good look. It's not a good look. I want to say that when Rock told Detective Howard about her basically pulling Symphony over, he want to get rid of Symphony, but she's the real problem. That's right. And that's why he went to Burke. I think he's gonna have sick Nicole's people on Burke, and they're gonna probably have her transferred. She might not die. She might get transferred.
I still don't think she's gonna die.
Get in some type of trouble.
I still don't think she's ready to die, but I know Kay Leezy over here says she earned the death. Kels, how did she earn the death? What is your thoughts on this?
Well, she's wilding out, Jay, from the very beginning. I agree with Moochie in regards to she's doing too much, and she was investigating him from the very beginning. It just didn't start with the shooting. It was going on prior to that, right? So all I know is if you call a cop internal affairs, that's the ultimate cuss. And she did not respond at all. So if she turns up to be IA, I'm not going to be surprised, because you just can't call no regular police officer, you investigating a cop and nobody likes internal affairs and you just zone back out. What you mean?
Right.
So if they spin that, remember the word I was looking for yesterday was foreshadowing. So I don't know if that level of conversation is going to lead to something else, because at the end of the day, she's full-fledgedly investigating him. So come on. She knows she's on the top of my list, Jay. She got to go.
DeMarcus Vaughn, thanks for the super chat. And Victor Scott as well. He said, I think Jukebox would tell Burke that Howard and Rock is after Burke. Okay, I didn't think about that. I don't know if Jukebox knows that Howard and Rock is after her. What do you think, Monique? You think Jukebox might give Burke a heads up on what Rock is doing to her or doing?
I don't think Jukebox will go against Rock and snitch her out like that. I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I don't think I see that as well. And you see how Jukebox she operates. Like right now, she just preying him because this is like out of the blue for her to see him in that environment pull up at Nicole's house. Mm-hmm. So I think she'll pre it unless she tells Kanan. You know what I mean? Because they have that level of communication where he gonna be like, yo, I saw that cop / your father at Nicole's spot. You know what I mean? So I think that they may have a conversation in regards to her and Kanan, but that part I have 2 big question marks on it because I just don't know why he would ask. When she was getting in trouble at the precinct, he was in the hospital or out on leave. So you don't really know the major dramatics that was going on. But she got to go, Jay. All in all, she got to go.
All right. Speaking of got to go, we saw Tony got what she was deserving and she's gone. But what is the dentist going to be able to do to put this together or tell information? I mean, how is this going to all play out now that his beloved Tony is gone? Moochie, what do you think? Is he going to be able to help with the cops putting this together or what?
Well, he was talking to the police. The question is, did Tony ever mention Marvin, like Marvin to him? I don't think she did. She would never mention that she was messing with a black dude like that.
Oh, hell no. And then he was crying about she never did nothing wrong.
He was like basically about to be her husband. So, yeah. That was a skeleton in her closet. So he's just trying to figure out why somebody like this would do this to her. He can't figure it out.
Okay. All right, Monique, you think he gonna be able to help put this together, or he ain't gonna be much help?
That's a good question. I don't know, to be honest. I'm kind of stumped because we saw him talking to the feds, but I don't think he has enough information. Well, actually, because Marvin was arrested, because there was some type of connection with Tony and the feds knew, it actually could come back on him. And the lawyer told him where she stayed or not, what area she's in or whatever. So it's possible. It is possible now that I think about it. Okay.
All right. Kelly, you think he going to be of much help or anything? What's your thoughts on this?
Well, the dentist knows that the 2 Italians came in the spot, so he's not going to talk no ish about Marvin or any connection to him. All he knows is Nosy got away. Right. You know what I mean? So from him relaying the story, if it stays that way, then to me that's going to be good. The only issue is that Nick and Warrell know that homeboy, the son, was hooking up with Marvin. Right. If they didn't know, there would have been no connection to be had. But the fact that they know, that's the part that I don't know how that's going to play out, because if Unique don't say nothing, there's no connection to be made. But the connection still goes back to Neek, because Neek brought them into the whole, situation. So to me, if something happens, I'm blaming all of y'all. Now, they all... Yes,
Monique.
The reason why I say the feds is because look at the timeline. It was only 3 months, right, since Tony snitched on Marvin. So this chick comes up dead. It's not far-fetched for the feds to bring Marvin in for questioning. You know what I'm saying? If you snitched on somebody, this person knows you snitched on them, and now she's dead. I can see them bringing him in as a suspect or just wanting to question him. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's
okay. If they question him, he gonna have an alibi.
Yeah, that's true.
Where was he this night? He was XYZ. He wasn't in that.
But I agree. The bigger threat is, like you said, Unique knowing. To me, that's the biggest threat.
But over Marvin's head.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
he just got to play it good because he don't want to get swooped into that circle. So he just got to be strategic on how he play it. I don't know which angle. It's safer to play the angle on Marvin and them side than the Italians and them, because he could easily be swooped up into. Matter of fact, all of y'all got my son killed there.
Right. I thought about that too. That crossed my mind when I watched the episode because, yeah.
And Fresh Boy ENT got a great point. The dentist can pick that nose out of a lineup, no problem. Soon as he turns to the side, oh, that's him. That is him.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
the
a
fact
good
that
one.
he's still in existence gives Marvin and Nick a good buff. You understand? Because he's still at play, and the dentist can actually say, boom, I'm picking you out the lineup, right? That's the nose. I know it. I ain't forget. So at the end of the day, I think it's how Unique plays his cards in this situation that determines which flow is going to make, you know, because everything else on the hit side points to these two Italians running up in the crib.
Right. And Marvin doesn't know how much Unique actually knows. And so if Marvin,
he just gotta act. If when him and Marvin have this conversation, when Unique and Marvin have the conversation, he gotta act like, nah, this was something else. I don't know what that's about.
Right. And if Unique act like, nah, I know what it was about. He told me, even though he don't know for sure. But if he play it, they gotta play each other with this mind game. As Kelly will say, they gotta Jedi each other.
Gotta Jedi, yes.
I don't know what you talk about. I know what you talk. No, I don't. Yes, you do. Maybe I don't.
If he's smart, he just stay focused on, I don't know what you're talking about. Is when they slip up, that's when, you know, shit goes crazy. If I'm stuck with, I don't know, there's nothing you can say that's going to make me say, I know anything else. I don't know.
Who going to win the Jedi match, Moochie? Marvin or Unique? Who going?
I feel like Unique is going to hold it over his head, and he's going to tell him he better take, if he got to look, if he don't take care of the nose, then this is going to come back and bite him in the ass. All right,
but does the nose know? But does the nose know?
The nose knows everything.
Marvin don't know the nose was with Marco.
No,
right?
he don't.
Right, but the nose don't know this has something to do with Marvin.
Exactly. So it might not lead back to him. Now, if he doesn't let Unique know that, then he's home free.
So Unique is the problem, because the nose don't know it have anything to do with Marvin.
Exactly.
Right. The son never said this is what I'm doing. So as long as Marvin stays straight, he can slide through. But if the minute he gets Jedi, forget it. It's over. Because Unique could get the upper hand.
That's Jay gave the nose that name. I didn't do that. The nose. The nose.
He took over for Dre from First Power.
Somebody put nose in the chat.
Nosy. Wasn't that show on Nickel Double Dare where they had to stick their hand up a nose or something with boogers?
Oh my God.
They talk about the guy at the club that Marvin was asking about Tony. They said if the cops come, Dale Travers said it. It was somebody else that said it too. I don't know who else said it, but they said it, and I was trying to get to it, but I lost my chain of thought because we started talking about the nose and the nose and the nose. The nose.
Do you nose? Pinocchio nose.
Pinocchio.
All right, before we get up out of here, we can do a little prediction or something for next episode, or what you want to see or what you think you may see. So we started off with you, Moochie. What do you want to see, think you may see, what may happen next episode?
Look, Rock gonna scare the mess out of Pedo.
Pedomar.
Scare the mess out of Pedomar.
Yeah. You think she gonna just take it and just accept it? Or is she gonna try to come back like, I'm gangster too, bitch?
You know what? I think if Kanan comes there, you got to see what's going to happen. She going to send him away. If he comes there after this conversation.
That's a good one. All right. Monique, what's up? What you think may or may not happen for next episode? Or what would you like to happen?
Well, I'm trying to remember what the trailer was all about. I can't even remember right now. My mind is going.
Well, just anything. I mean, we see that he got to meet back with the people, the music people, with Ziza and Rock.
Yeah. He pulled a gun on somebody,
and somebody's hand got bloody or something with the Italians and Marvin. We saw Unique was talking to Marvin, letting him know, hey, I knows. The nose.
Yeah, I think a big chunk of the episode will be the Marvin situation, the blowout from what happened with Tony. Unique is this is great for him. He's got the upper hand. I'm trying to think. Kanan, I don't know what he's gonna do. I'm sorry, y'all. I have no idea.
It's all good. Lenora got a good one. What she was going. She said Unique may help Marvin only to get Marvin in his back pocket.
Yeah, I can see he got the upper hand. So, and trust me, as much as Marvin messes up, he hates messing up Rock finding out. So I see him trying to keep this hush hush. But I also see the mob guy. I can see next week him coming in and just kind of questioning everybody and just, because his son just was killed. So it'll be a mess, but I can see that. I can see that for sure.
All right. Jocelyn said, will the daughter still want to be with Kanan? That's a good one. I hope not. But she probably will, to say, I got my man back, bitch, mama.
Right, you whore.
I learned. Kay Leezy, you got the last word, sis. What's up?
I'm the whole thing with
what's happening next episode. Yeah.
I'm going to watch and see how that plays out. What I really want to see is the dynamic with Lulu and Zaza and
Zaza.
Damn it. Cartier. Right?
No, it's Cavassier. That's his new name. Caviar Cavassier. That's his new name.
Right.
Caviar Cavassier, baby. What's up, baby?
Exactly, right? That's your stripper name. But exactly. I want to see that part. I want to see how that part unfolds. That's the part that I'm looking for right now. Because to me, like, had them guys come up in the studio, I wouldn't have said this was my studio. I'd have been like, yo, Clown not here no more. Or he not here. What can I do for you? Right. I would have never assumed that responsibility. Like, I think that maybe Lulu appeared to be more stable or focused in season 1. But because we didn't know too much about him, we didn't know that he was a clown. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if I kill somebody, you think I'm going to just go up and be like, nah, this is my shit now? No.
Yeah, right.
That makes you look like you got motive to kill him, too.
I would never have said that. I'm like, Lulu, what's wrong with you? So to me, he screwed up from that very moment, right? And every shit just went downhill. The snowball effect occurred, right? So now he's in bed with a monster, and he thought his sister was bad. Forget it. It's over now. Because at least Rock still would protect him. Kavassier ain't doing that. So that's the storyline that I want to see manifest itself. I'm here for it. You know how I think about what's going to happen already. And if Lulu dies in that capacity, I'm not going to be mad.
Oh, don't say that.
Yes, Monique. So when we came on the first impressions, as the only thing that makes sense is because now Rock is dealing with the Cavassier, right? She in business with him whether she like it or not, because Lulu done made the backdoor deal with him, right? So they gotta get him. And if when getting him, he gotta go, all right, I'm not mad about that.
I said the same thing too. I think they're gonna band together. And
it only makes sense. It only makes sense.
She's gonna band together with her brothers, and they gotta do that.
They gotta do that.
I agree. It only makes sense. It's
and
the only
they too
thing that
small
makes sense
to not do it. So
yeah, I said that.
Right, because
Yeah.
they all together, right?
Yeah.
I know I ranted about it.
Yeah, it's a family business, so
you know I ranted about it, but this is how I feel. So I'm not gonna be mad if that's how Lulu go. Because to me, you earned it at that point. Why you so don't like your sister that you'll jump in bed with the monster? Even knowing that your sister still protect you regardless, you know?
I feel like he's gonna have to confess up and tell his sister what he did.
Yeah. If he's smart, he would, so he could get the money and the help. But definitely he in trouble.
He might get taken out just for stealing the money or just for GP. Because remember, Marvin didn't get to tell Rocket what happened with that money.
Right.
Remember, we don't know. Did he use all the money, or did he ask Cartier for the balance of the money? Like, how did that work out? You know what I mean?
We didn't get the gist of all of that.
I guess he didn't have enough money. That's like the only
to me that made sense. Why would he ask Cartier? Because whatever he took wasn't enough. So he had to get the balance of it. Or unless he's like, you know what? When Marvin spoke to him, he was on some like, oh my gosh, I can't even do this. Let me just ask Cavassier for it, and then boom, put this money back because I don't want no heat with Rock. It could be one of the two.
That's possible. But I appreciate all the theories and everything, breakdown. Everybody, don't forget to check all these ladies out. Subscribe, support. The links is in the description. Definitely hit up on IG, all that good stuff. I appreciate everybody for coming through. And y'all have a good evening. And see y'all on the next one. And we out. Peace.
Ew.